Hi guys, hello everyone! My name is Inga Yun and I will be your guest tutor for today's class. And I hope you are ready to paint watercolor portrait in Procreate. Thanks Joel for inviting me on. You might find the link to my own channel in the description of the class. Also, you might find the links to my social media. And guys, for today's class, I prepared for you lots of freebies. I prepared for you watercolor brushes along with watercolor paper, color palette, paper and the sketch that I drew. Feel free to use them for your own art projects. And if you are ready, grab your iPad, Apple Pencil and let's paint together. So, I think we are ready to start. We need to create texture paper. How to do that? So we go into the Procreate and after we need to tap plus and tap plus again. And after we need to switch from pixels into inches. Next thing, let's write 10 per 11 inches with 300 dpi resolution and maximum layers is 50. That should be enough. After that, tap Create. Ta-da! So now we have our canvas, so we need to export our watercolor paper into the Procreate, and that will help us to create watercolor texture. I'm gonna tap Action button and after tap Add and tap Insert the file. Guys, when you download all my freebies, they will be in Downloads folder, so you might go there and download the paper first. Ta-da! Next step, let's move the paper to the edges, like that. Okay, after that I will duplicate the layer 2 times and I will switch to the linear burn, blending mode and color burn. Next step, I will duplicate linear burn mode 2 times and merge together, duplicate color burn mode and merge that together as well. Next thing, I will lower the opacity till 60%. And color burn will stay like that. After that I select 2 layers together and I will press group. Next guys, keep in mind we need to paint underneath our paper layer group. That's very important. So, next step guys, I'm gonna show you the watercolor brush set that we have first. So guys, that's our watercolor brush set. It's called Watercolor Portrait and our main brush will be Blue Opal, so it can help you to get this authentic watercolor texture. And guys, why I told you that we need to paint underneath our paper layers group? Because if you paint on the top, you see you will lose your watercolor texture. The other brush is Blue Scrub that will help you to get some texture. And this brush will help you to get this authentic watercolor look. Guys, this brush is pressure sensitive, so if you press harder, you will have more pigment, it will be darker. The other brush is Blue Watercolor Stamp. Next, Blue Textured Emerald Blender. This blender is very gentle. And as you see, it will help us to blend some edges if we would have them. We have the Portrait color palette, this one. And we need to export our sketch. So we are on a layer that is underneath our paper layer group. After that, go to Action button, tap Add, insert the file, and in your Downloads folder and on my freebies you will have the sketch that is in PNG format. It means it has transparent background. Ta-da! So tap Fit to Screen. So this is the girl that we're gonna paint today. We're gonna create a beautiful, realistic, authentic watercolor portrait in Procreate. And in the end of my class you will see that it's pretty simple. And now we need to export our reference picture that you also can find among the freebies. So you need to tap Action button, go to Canvas and tap Reference. And guys, it's very important to save your image to the camera roll. So that's our reference picture. We created one more layer, it's underneath our paper layer group and our sketch, and now we are ready to start painting. I decided to grab Blue Opal brush. Now we have our color palette, and guys, my suggestion to start with pretty light color. Yeah. So the areas that are almost white, they're not white obviously, but we need to fill it with some particular color, and later step by step we're gonna add some shades. So as you see, the cheekbone will be highlighted, so we won't have any shades in this area. Same here, this part also is pretty light, and some light sides in this part, and ear is highlighted as well. Okay guys, so now we need to understand where the light source is. And I want to tell you that here we have two light sources. The first one you see is facing her face, and it's, as you see, that's why her cheekbone, her nose, her eye, her ear, the fan, and they are highlighted, so they are very light. And as you might see, on the contrary, this part is hidden, like that is like very close to the fan, because there is a shadow that is casting on her face. And the other light source is behind her head. You see, we can't see the source, maybe just a little bit, but it helps us to highlight the top of her head, as well as her hair in this part, and you see in her neck. I will grab this dark beige color. I am on the same layer, I won't change it. So my aim in paint, like when we paint portraits, is that we need to layer shades little by little. You can't just use very dark shade and that's it. No, you need to start with the lightest shades, and after little by little you will go and add more and more shades. Blending tool. The same brush, remember, with textured emerald blender. And as you see, I'm trying to blend it naturally. So when you have some sharp lines, my suggestion, just blend it out. Painting portraits is not a fast process, but it's very rewarding after when you've done with it and you like the results. And maybe the person whose portrait you are painting is very happy with her or his portrait. That's so cool, like that feeling. We will come back to the skin later. I'll create one more layer, and now I want to start painting the fan yellow color. Increase the size. And guys, you might leave some wide gaps between the strokes, like here what I'm doing. It's completely fine. You might overlap with the brush. Later we're gonna just use blending tool and blend the overlappings. Okay, cool. Now let's go and grab darker color, and I'm gonna grab this nearly black color, lower the size of the brush this time, and I will create one more layer. And guys, as you might see, we don't use just pure black color, even slightly lighter, because in nature we don't have just pure whites or pure white or pure black colors. That's why we can take like dark red or dark blue or dark purple, whatever, or dark green. Try not to lift your Apple Pencil from the screen when you paint the characters, because you might need to remove the overlappings. I'm gonna draw the line from the fan. Great, now let's go and grab this light brown color. Once again, we are on a new layer. Now grab blending tool and little by little just blend everything. Now let's paint eyes and eyebrows. I will create one more layer in between. We're gonna add more details, and her eyes also will be brown. Okay, perfect. Now let's create one more layer underneath of all layers, and we're gonna paint a background. We're gonna grab this reddish color, maybe desaturate it a little bit, increase the size of the brush. Okay, I'm gonna make the circle. So it's better to create some particular geometric shape in order to make it more beautiful. Okay, as an eraser you might use ink bleed, or the other option you might use also Blue Opal brush, Blue Scrub brush. I'm gonna use ink bleed. This is a native Procreate brush. Okay, so I erased everything. Next step is I'm gonna blend the gaps. I'll create select, grab blending tool. Next, and the last part, I want to add some shades to her eyes a little bit. Same, I'll create one more layer. Grab this nearly pink color. And I also want to fill this area around her eyes. Okay. Grab darker shade, lower the size of the brush. After that, grab dark color, nearly black, the one that we took before. Guys, the next step that we should do, we need to remove the transparency. Why we need to do that? And I'll create one more layer on the top, and I will press clip and mask. So now I decided to select darker color, and so when I paint, you see it's so semi-transparent. You see it's not saturated as I would like to see. But if you remove the transparency, now you will see what will happen. I will duplicate the layer. You see, go to lower layer, tap adjustment, hue, saturation, brightness, and tap layer, and move the brightness to maximum. After that, I will duplicate this layer 3 times, merge together and merge together. And now let's return our clipping layer. And as you see, now the saturation, this color is more saturated. That's why I want to remove the transparency in order to make my lines, my other colors, more vibrant. Let's do same with fan. Duplicate, duplicate, merge together, merge together. Same with hair. Actually, her eyes and her skin, I want to merge together those 2 layers, this one. Now I will duplicate the layer, go to lower layer, tap hue, saturation, brightness, and turn brightness to maximum. Duplicate it 2 times and merge together. Now you see our girl is not transparent anymore. And I will start with fan. I'll create one more layer on the top, set it as a clipping mask, and after that I will go and grab this orange color, and I want to separate some parts. Okay, I like the way how it looks. Do same with the background color. And if you think, oh, it's too sharp or too vibrant or too saturated, you might lower the opacity. I will keep it till as a 90%, and I will keep it like this. After I'll merge it together. Do same with her hair, set it as a clipping mask. Go and grab this dark brown color. And why it's cool to use clipping mask? As you see, because when you use this mode, you can't go beyond the lines. Grab blending tool. And now I'm gonna show you that we have shade in this area. You see this part will be pretty dark. Blending tool, and blend it. Circular shape. Blend the edges. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the magic way how to make some parts of your hair lighter. So I will go to the previous layer, this one, grab selection tool, tap freehand, select this part of your hair, tap add, select this part of your hair, tap add again. And here, tap add. After that, I will press feather, 13-15%, tap hue, saturation and brightness and tap layer. And now I can increase, make it more saturated and change the color of this part of your hair. Ta-da! You see, it's so cool and simple. Now the same I will do with our fan. I will grab selection tool, press feather, hue, saturation and brightness, lower the brightness, increase saturation, and you might play with color variation a little bit. Okay, now we need to do the same with our background. I want to add some shades and color variations, but here we have shades around the girl. On this part, tap add. I want to tap add here feather, hue, saturation, brightness, lower the brightness, increase saturation. Okay, an area around the girl will be lighter. Increase the size, like this. Okay, now let's keep adding some shades. Let's create one more layer on the top of the girl, press clipping mask. And also guys, keep in mind the areas where we have two objects next to each other will be in the shadow. So you see she has like the area where her skin and her hair are very close, like here in the forehead. In this part we will have shades. Now let's grab blending tool. Blend it little by little. I'll create one more layer in between. It's in a clipping mask mode. Press it and put it on the top. Now I'm gonna grab some pinkish color and I'm gonna add some color variations. So always remember, try to add different shades. Don't grab just one color and that's it. No, it's not enough. Now I'm gonna add some shades to her eyes. I'll create one more layer. Grab bluish color. And I'm gonna show the shade in this area. So this area will be covered and barely seen. Now I'm gonna go and merge together everything. Merge together this layer, same with hair. I will grab Procreate brush. I'll create one more layer and set it as a clipping mask mode. Grab brown color. And when you draw the eyelashes, paint from the top till the bottom. Now emphasize this part. Cool. Create one more layer underneath, it's in a clipping mask mode. Go and grab dark red color. So guys, when you paint with this brush, don't paint just one stroke. Don't lift your Apple Pencil. So if you hold it and just move it up and down, you will have more pigment. This is a feature of this brush. It works like that. Reddish color here. So I will merge together those layers. I'll create one more layer on the top of our fan, set as a clipping mask mode, move to multiply layer, use dark orange color, And now I want to show the edges. You see, this brush can help you to add this scrub feeling, like for example when you are painting and it's not enough pigment, it's not enough water on a brush. That can help us to add more watercolor texture. Yellowish color, this one, has same effect. Maybe even darker. Yeah, and shows the shade here. Background first. Clipping mask. Set it as a multiply layer. Same brush. And I want to show some scratchy lines. What is also important, guys, my suggestion, you might go to the edges, grab even darker shade, go and add some colors to the edges. These bright lines here. Now we will move to her hair, merge that together, set it as a clipping mask mode, move to multiply and blend in layer mode. So now you need to add some texture thanks to this brush. And you can show the direction of her hair. Lower the size of the brush. Okay, slightly edgy lines. Now guys, the other thing that I'm gonna show you is that how can you add some highlights. So one more option, you might return to this layer, grab our eraser, boost scrub as an eraser. And the other option is we're gonna create one more layer on the top, place it on the top, and we clip it. That's very important, remember about that. And we're gonna add some reflection from the background light source. Okay, I'm gonna do same with her skin. It looks beautiful. Merge that together. Let's go to the skin layer, clip it, move to multiply layer, grab this pinkish color, and we can turn off our sketching layer mode. Okay, cool. Now guys, next step, I will create one more layer on the top. I have same boost scrub brush and I want to show some hair, random hair all around here, because I want to make it more realistic. Once again, areas where two objects are next to each other will be in the shadow. Same here. Okay. And guys, final details. I still want to add some light sides, so I'll create one more layer and set it on the top of everything. Same blending layer mode. Grab boost scrub brush, tap 2 times and grab white color. And I just want to add some sunlights here. And maybe some white gap here in this area and something here. So now we don't need our reference picture anymore, and guys, we've done with our portrait. So that was the end of our tutorial. I hope you learned something new about painting in watercolor style in Procreate. Guys, I wish you luck with your own artworks, and Joel, thank you again for inviting me on. Bye bye guys!